Good day, everyone. This is Juanita Cap from the Meticulous Moment Show. I've been so blessed to be able to do that since 2020. Oh my goodness, the audience is absolutely phenomenal. Globally, we're all over the world. And Ma'am was actually born from Meticulous. So, to the Ma'am members out there, the Hall of Fame inductees, the ambassadors, everybody on there on the team, you guys rock. And I have for the Rise conference this evening an amazing guest, a good friend
Interview.
of mine here, and he is Rockin Randall Twitchell. I hope I pronounced that correctly.
You said it right.
Tell me, where does the Rockin come from?
So my dad's Italian. So it's Rocky, the Italian.
Okay, that is very interesting. Now, where are you today? What's been happening? I know you're gonna inspire us. But you do that everywhere you go because I've been following the things that you do. Tell us some more about that.
I'm all over the place. You saw me in New Jersey, huh?
That's right. That's right.
Yep. And I was running around talking to everybody, running around like crazy. But
That
I do everything. I'm everywhere.
That's good. That's good. You're busy in the community. I like that. You like teaching, you like community work. That is very important, very close to my heart and the community as well, of which you are a part of. And, we're talking about rise. We're talking about the phoenix is rising from the ashes, or someone is overcoming a certain obstacle in their lives. What is something that you can think about that you had to face that really inspired you to be stronger and better? What challenged you and how did you overcome it?
Well, a long time ago, a real close friend of mine. Once we were at an event where there was motorcycles jumping.
Yeah.
They jump. They could motorcycles to go up the jumps and twirl and land and do all these fancy tricks. And she said, that is true talent, Rocky. Martial arts is not talent. Uh, you're wasting your time writing books. You're wasting your time doing anything with martial arts. If you want to be, if you want to be famous or talented, learn how to jump on a motorcycle. And that kind of hurt my feelings because I
Yeah.
had already been pursuing martial arts, and I kind of took that, but I didn't take it. I took it negatively and felt really bad about myself. But then I realized that I had to rise above that and prove to myself that martial arts was the right path for me, not doing
Amen.
motorcycle jumping or motorcycle racing. So it was real negative, but I turned it into a positive.
Very good. Sometimes people don't see our dream, they don't see our goal, they don't understand it. But that's when we have to have the power, like you did, to believe in ourselves and what we experience. I'm gonna put this out there, but I believe martial artists are very, very connected to each other. There's an energy that connects us, and they're very aware. Martial artists are very self-aware. They're very aware of their surroundings as well. What do you say about that? What's your opinion?
Oh yeah, very much, very true. Many martial artists are much more aware of their surroundings because we have a much better base.
Yeah.
Uh, I wish I started martial arts in 1974. I wish I would have started sooner because then
Wow.
I'd have even better base. So, but martial artists have some a great a base and the ability to conquer any of their dreams and do whatever they want.
Absolutely, absolutely. Anshi Jesse Bowen. He was actually my first MAM member. I started MAM and I called him up because I'd interviewed him before that, and I called him up. I said, Hanshi, I've got impeccable news for you. And he said, what is this good news, Juanita? And I said, you get to be my first MAM member. And he
All
said,
right.
okay. He said, okay, well, so he really blessed me. I've also published through him and I've been in some of his anthologies. And I want to tell the audience about your anthologies that you're in your books with Anshi Bowen. Let's talk about that.
Sure.
Which ones are
Uh,
you in and which ones are the latest or your favorite? I know you work closely with him.
well, back in 1974, I saw a movie called Billy Jack, and it inspired me to become a martial artist. So I actually didn't do Hapkido, which the character Billy Jack did Hapkido, uh, and I didn't know anyone that taught it. So I went for the next thing closest was ninjutsu, and I wanted to be a ninja, but my ninja career didn't last very long. So I tried jumping from a tree one time, and I didn't land very well. So I learned that Jiu-Jitsu was lots of trickery in the movies. You know, they're flying in the sky and throwing things, and so I lost interest in Jiu-Jitsu, but
Yeah,
I started studying boxing because I was being bullied at school, and
yeah,
my instructor taught me how to fight back, and then that just kind of inspired me to always want to be not just be a fighter, but be an instructor. So
yeah.
I wanted to teach people to defend themselves and basically empower themselves to be better people through martial arts.
That's right. It's the biggest gift. I have to say this because this is my experience. I took my son, I think he was 5.5, and my daughter and I joined later. My daughter's 9 years older than he is. He's now 14 and she's 23, but that's the biggest and best gift I could have ever given them was taking them to martial arts because it just changed their lives. Everybody I talk to has the same experience. How cool is that?
Wow.
So tell me now, you don't just do training, you give classes. So you train by, yourself and you've gone up the ranks and you also give training and instruction. How's that like? Do you love to teach?
Oh yeah. So when I used to box, you learn to fight, and then you run into instructors who help you learn how to teach. So
Yeah.
now, when I used to fight, I would consistently talk about, what myself. Now I'm constantly talking about my students and improving them.
And we call it the moment when the penny drops, right? That moment when you're teaching that student something and they're still kind of getting into that, that mode, learning the values, the principles, the discipline. And then one day when they're still busy with that kata, it's almost like there's a moment where the penny drops and they understand it because now it's become a part of them. How do you feel when you see that? Because I know you see that in your students.
Yep, very true.
How do you experience that? Is that a joyful experience?
Oh, very much so. Especially when like I said, when I used to compete, it was all about me. Now it's about sharing with my students and making them better. So having them conquer overcome certain obstacles and see them do it, that's very exhilarating.
Absolutely. And you're teaching tonight, aren't you? What are you busy with
Yeah,
this evening? Show us.
actually, one of the instructors out there right now. That's Coach P out there. He's out there teaching. So he's out there teaching
Nice.
the floor out there.
So what
Around the corner
style?
is a Muay Thai class. So
Okay, so is what is your main style? Is it Muay Thai or what style of martial arts is your main
well,
style?
I study Muay Thai. I'm an instructor under Daniel Docto.
Oh,
Uh, uh, but I'm just a basic instructor, so basic Muay Thai. But my main martial art is boxing, and the other art is Jeet Kune Do, which is through Larry
okay.
Hartsell
Yeah.
and Guru Danny Inosanto.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. You know what I love about MAM? I'm so happy that you're a part of MAM because what I love about MAM is we bring all combative sports together. All combative sports. So it's boxing, it's martial arts, it's kickboxing, and it's just amazing to be able to see all these talented individuals come together and share their opinions, and their teachings. That is so cool. You should really, I'm going to start up the MAM meetings again. It's just little short 30-minute meetings, but everybody gets on there and gets a turn to like share, and some of them give a teaching there or a instructional. It would be so cool to have you on there.
Yeah, I'm glad to.
So tell me, martial arts, has it changed the way that you think and do things when you first started, and are you still applying those principles in today's time?
I keep a lot of the basics. When I first learned, I keep those basics and the traditions because traditions kind of help with our discipline. I guess you could say discipline. Discipline seems like to be a lost art now.
Yeah,
A lot of people aren't disciplined anymore, and some people are taking martial arts for the wrong reasons. So
yeah.
I want to make sure people take the martial arts for the right reasons, and then stay off the phone, stay off the TV, stay off the computer, and then learn and grow.
Absolutely, absolutely. Your courses, do they join and then they grade, or do you have a certain course that you give? What is that process like?
Well, here at Legacy, there's Muay Thai, there's boxing, there's Tai Chi Chuan, there's strength and conditioning here at Legacy. So students can come in and sign up for a multitude of things. What I basically teach is I teach the boxing, and
Yeah.
then I teach the Jeet Kune Do, and I teach the Filipino martial arts, and I also teach Pencak Silat, which is an Indonesian martial art.
Oh, that's very interesting. I haven't heard of that one before. Do you do Kali?
Karate,
Kali, you know
Kali.
the
Uh huh.
sticks.
Yep. We can call it Kali. We can call it Eskrima. Or we can also call it Arnis. So it's basically all the three names, but differently named differently. But yes, Kali.
And you've noticed, I'm sure you've noticed that all the martial arts, I mean, Shotokan is so closely related to Shorinkan. It's just a here and there's a little bit of difference with the placement of the feet, etc. But how wonderful is it to see how everything is linked together? You know,
Yes.
it's all one big thing, one big wonderful thing out there that is really a tool, and it gives us life skills. How many life skills would you say are children? Let's say there's parents in the audience that hear, about you rising above that negativity towards your dream, and your character changing in the process of doing martial arts. All the lessons that you've learned. How would you say to parents? How would you tell them if they are maybe thinking of putting their children in martial arts? How would you explain that to them?
Bringing their children into the martial arts.
Yes.
Oh yeah, by all means, bring your children into martial arts because if they're doing soccer or they're doing some other basketball type sport, martial arts fills in the gaps.
Yep.
Because sometimes people just sign their kids up for soccer and they do soccer season and they have nothing to do.
That's right.
Martial arts is a lifelong pursuit and you can do it forever. And then I just wrote an article about it too.
Oh,
Pursue martial arts as a lifelong pursuit. Find new instructors and train with them. Never give it up because as soon as you become stagnant and get lazy, then that's what usually happens to youth. They don't have enough ambitious things to do. And martial arts is a good basis for all the sports and all the things they do. The martial arts is the base.
absolutely. I agree with you 100%. Everything's martial arts, really. If we look at it, I learned a piece of history about Okinawa and how they were training the kata as dancers, with not letting the enemy know that they were actually training to fight. So we use martial arts in a lot of the things we do every day. People don't realize that. So that is a beautiful thing. You're writing articles. What are you writing articles for? Are there certain publications?
Yeah, yeah. So I was just gonna get up and show you. Uh,
Good.
you got to meet Grandmaster Jesse Bowen, correct?
Yes, yes. I've known him for a long time. I was so happy to see him in January.
Yep. So Grandmaster Jesse Bowen is the one who I met up with, and he's the one that inspired me to start writing the books.
Wow.
And some of the books, the very first one I got printed was this one, and so that's
Very
just
good.
that was
Secrets
one
to
of my
Life.
favorites out there.
Nice.
And then this one here, the 10th anniversary edition,
Legacy.
I get to go on the cover of that.
Very
But
cool.
this one's the best because it features myself, Guru Danny Nosanto. So this is great. Ernie
That is
Reyes,
a wow.
Hayes, Eric Lee, bunch of great people and some fine ladies right there.
Absolutely, that is incredible. That is very nice for you to be on the front cover with them as well. Grandmaster Eric Lee, he's my mentor, so I'm sure you know him very well. He's my mentor. He's a very close friend of mine, and I always, he's always part of MAM. He's a facilitator, and he's just exceptional at what he does. And martial artists have a lot of talents too. For instance, Grandmaster Eric Lee. He's called the Kata King. I'm sure you know that. And he sings and he performs at his age, and he's like a youngster. So I want to tell the audience out there, martial arts keeps us young.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm at the music's a little too loud in there.
Oh, martial arts keeps us young. Look at Grandmaster Eric Lee. He's still dancing and performing and singing at all
Oh
these.
yeah, it helps with everything. Guru Danny Santa was telling me, doing the study of the Kali helps with music and studying of dancing, all that stuff. All martial arts helps. All the martial arts help.
Absolutely. I want to also say that people that are good dancers, maybe your children are out in, doing dance classes. I had this experience with my daughter. She was a dancer for many years before she started doing karate, and she was exceptionally good at it instantaneously. I almost thought to myself, people that are musically inclined, musicians, dancers, people that have rhythm, they're naturals. It's like they just pick it
Right.
up, right?
Yep. Absolutely.
So now you are probably going to do more books. What's next for you? What programs or events do you have this year? How can I serve you in your mission? Because that's what I do. I work community, I uplift people, and I would like to be of help.
Oh, just by having you interview me and talk to me has been a great help. Sorry about all the confusion and trying to get hooked up with you, but if you can just continue to pass the word that have a really nice school here in Sacramento, California called Legacy Muay Thai. We do strength and conditioning. We do boxing. We do Muay Thai. We do Jeet Kune Do, the Kali, and we're just, building a jujitsu program for the youth. So a lot of good things going on here because, like I said, and we talked earlier, martial arts is the basis for everything else that you do. It's a great
Right.
base. You can do sports, you can do everything, and martial arts is the base.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, you mentioned that you have all those styles there. Do you ever go out and do seminars, Rocky? If someone would invite you to do a seminar, do you travel? Does
Yeah,
your schedule allow that?
I'm very close to retirement at my work, and that's exactly what I want to do. I want to go be able to teach seminars and travel and teach at different places and locations. So I offer several programs for just martial arts or self awareness, self defense classes for businesses and for little uh, what do you call that? Like when you go in an office setting and you got a whole
Yeah.
office staff.
Team
I
building.
teach all them about self awareness and self defense, and then there's a whole separate class on the self defense. And then I like to go teach martial arts wherever I can too, because Larry Hartzell and Guru Danny Nosanto inspired me on that because that's all they used. Well, Larry passed away. Sifu Larry Hartzell passed away, but Guru Dan is still teaching, and that's what he does every weekend. He's off somewhere teaching and empowering people.
That's great that you want to do that. You want to pay it forward. Now, let's talk fitness because a lot of people have asked me before, do I have to have a certain level of fitness when I start martial arts? What would you say to someone like that? Because I'm trying to like really spread the word out there. Parents, go and start martial arts. You're never too old to start it. Send your children to martial arts. Speak to someone that you know wants to learn how to defend themselves. Go to a dojo. That's going to become your second family. The dojo is going to be your second home. So tell the individuals out there that think maybe they have to be extremely fit before they go to martial arts. What would you tell them? How would you encourage them to start?
Well, the thing is, you gotta inspire people. Like with the books that Grandmaster Jesse Bowen with Elite Publications, putting a book in someone's hand is a big inspiration.
That's
So
right.
having books and those type of things that helps inspire, and then just your life. I try to emulate a good instructor, a good person in the community, and then try to bring the students in that way too, so they can see that you can build it. Our youth right now need to be built up, not
Oh,
just not
yeah.
taken down.
Yeah,
Like you said,
because,
like you're saying, rise. We need our children to rise to the occasion instead of. My biggest complaint is the kids sit on TV and
yeah,
play video games too much.
I
So they need
agree
to be
with you.
active.
Absolutely. They need to get that endorphins going. And the wonderful thing about martial arts to me also is it uses both sides of your brain. You're busy using your left and your right side of your brain. Everything you do on the left, you do on the right. That is so good for their development as well.
Yep. So that's just, and then inspiring people to eat right and stay
Yeah,
healthy. That's another big one too. I know a lot of martial artists that do just the opposite. They
yeah.
abuse the art. They abuse the system. They only use it for money. They only do certain things, and so we try to be good leaders for these people, not just some of you. I can go get my belt from somebody and say I'm a black belt. We want people to have lifelong, uh, you know, memories, good memories, and lead and build good leadership skills for their family or their kids.
Absolutely, absolutely. It helps with parenting. I went and started martial arts over a decade ago, and it changed the way I think. It changed my morals, my values. It added to my character, and I took all of those principles and I put it into how I raised my children, conduct my business, and in everything else that I do.
Right.
So it's just something that it has to happen, guys. We're so excited. We are living examples, and we're so excited about martial arts because we're trying to show you how amazing it is.
Exactly.
So now Ma'am is bringing out the magazine, and Randall, you've been so supportive. I'm going to offer you a article in the Ma'am magazine. I want to highlight you. I want to highlight your work, your school, and I would like to have you in there because I really think and I experience that you stand for the right uh, morals, values, disciplines, and we're trying to bring a message out there to the people. And like you said, I've also been a part of a lot of anthologies. I've written my own book, and I'm going to start the Man magazine now. So, everyone out there, listen to what Randall is saying today. Become a part of one of those projects. Get your book. There's a lot of people out there that are nearing retirement, and that is a great way to start speaking, get on stages, share your story and put that book
Yeah.
in someone's hand.
Yep. Thank you. That'd be great. I'd be honored.
Now, I know you have to go teach a class soon, so just tell me about your time that you have left. I'm not sure how many minutes you have available. I know you squeezed this in. Is there still time, or do you need to go teach?
Yeah, I have to a little bit of preparation rather than that, but I'll be glad.
We will do the article. I will reach out to you. Thank you so much for being a part of Ma'am. Thank you for sharing your rise moment and for being a part of this conference. It's really been a great honor and a pleasure to interview you and to spend your time with you in this energy.
Well, thank you. And then here's what I got run the front desk tonight. You find ladies up here run the
Let
front
me
desk
see.
tonight.
Hello, ladies. Yay! Rock on.
I made him famous. He owe me $20.
Have a great, great rest of your evening, Randall. Thank you so much. I'll send you a
Oh,
copy
thank you
of
so
this.
much. Thank you very much. You're awesome. Thank
You
you.
too. Bye.
Bye.